Hello, hello, hello. It's RocksAlot. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's give it a couple of minutes here and see who comes in. But I hope everybody's doing well. I've had a busy weekend, even though I've been off. Always seems to be the way. And we've got a few goodies to do today. So, looking forward to these. Got some new estate, what we think is Royston. Got a piece of the unknown. Now somebody suggested that it was Middle Eastern or Persian. Looking at the matrix on this, I don't think so. It's possible, but I don't think so. Beautiful color though. And then a couple of small pieces of the Evans, which is Baja Peninsula. And I don't see anybody coming in today, so let's see what else we got to do here. Oh, everybody must be busy. We might retry it. Kick myself back out and back in again. Hey there, welcome in. Some Royston today to do. Let's see how we do. We might restart, I don't know yet. This is a gorgeous color. Look at the inside of this one. Yeah, I might end up restarting today. Not something I've really done before, but we might do it today. Maybe not. Okay, that's good enough for me. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hey North Star. Yeah, we'll see how many people pop in. I'm on my usual time, and I know there's a lot of other things going on. I just gonna stick to my normal time and see who comes in. Hey Logan, how are you? Good morning. Is it morning? It's not morning for me. I've been up. I've been running around crazy today, Logan. Getting the car ready for a trip, like 10 days away. And look at this little piece I got. I don't know if we try cleaning that up or not. Came in somebody's tumbles, but I like taking tumbles and recutting them. And I know everybody was up doing Dave's sale last night. Definitely some interesting material in there. This is some of the Evans, which is, we've still got quite a bit to go through. There's that bag, there you go. That whole bag was $30 back in the day. Now you probably pay $30 for that. You would, actually, so that shows how old the bag is. And we're just going to get going today. I'm so happy to be out here in the shop because, like I said, I went out getting my car ready. I have a Ford SUV, and has a few leak issues with the sunroof. So don't ever buy a sunroof unless you have some amazing idea of what to do with a sunroof. They just cause trouble as years go by. The seams go on the rubber, or they stop closing correctly. Yeah, this stuff is really good. This was from Tim and Brandy. This came out of the estate. So now I got my own estate stuff from 4 years ago, and then I got a little bit of Tim and Brandy's estate. We're pretty sure this is Royston by the color, but I haven't seen Royston with florets too much. Oh goodness, yeah, that's it. I used to do graveyard shift back in the day. This was also from the estate, Tim and Brandy's estate. So I was thinking about that this morning. I think we're getting to the stage where a lot of the turquoises that we're getting aren't necessarily mined in the last, 5 years. They are mostly old stock that have been in people's collections. So, and then this one's odd. So this was a piece from Dave a long time ago. And I don't know, a year or 2 years maybe. And so definitely coral, right? Coral. But what I hadn't noticed until I was fiddling around yesterday, let's turn this off. And I didn't know that coral, as far as I knew, was translucent. Anybody else? I mean, is that something I've just missed completely? But yeah. So the coral itself, I mean, I know, like, fossilized coral. Hey, Kimberly, welcome in. Me too. That's why I'm out here. It changes my day. In fact, we'll be out here about 5 minutes. My day's going better already. And yeah, we've been here 6 minutes. Just changes my whole outlook of how the world's going on, whether it's outside of my purview or the stuff that's going on in my purview. So, anybody seen that before? I had not. Yeah, the polyagates were gorgeous. Let's get that on. So yeah, I just wanted to show this to you. I've never really noticed that with a coral before, other than a Florida sort of Tampa Bay agatized coral. So neat stuff, though. I think we're gonna get started. This also came out of the my estate over here, and that was out of this bag. Don't know what it is, but it cuts up beautifully. And we're going to cut that piece up. I might just... Okay, that's so hard. I cannot snap that. And that is very thin. Thank you, Kimberly. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I thought on the translucent too. I have not noticed that. I have other coral. I have coral for jewelry. I have other jewelry, big stacks of coral that Mediterranean coral, and I've never had that before. So before I chop it up or cut it up, I'm gonna look into that some more. All right, let's do some Royston. This one's best. Just going to put in a window. I can't cut it. I could cut it down the middle there, but it then thins out on this other side, and I don't think I'd get a really nice stone. Although it is pretty thick. But we're going to do that. So let's go over to the wheel. Welcome in, everybody. I hope everybody had a decent weekend. Not quite over yet. I've had 4 or 5 days that I haven't had to go to work. I really don't feel like going tomorrow, but I will be going tomorrow. So this is pretty hard stuff. Don't do this with your turquoise. Let's see what we can pull out of this. I don't know if those blues are going to... Where are we? Gorgeous here. Where's that little floret I just saw? Sort of had a little darker blue in it, somewhere in here. Anyway, let's get a move on. Mind your eyes. Think. Thumbs up help if you have a second. Subscriptions really help too. And then next week I have a little bit of YouTube news. It's rather exciting, actually. And yeah, I'll tell you guys about that next week. I don't know if I'm going to be live this coming Thursday or not. I might come on Friday instead. So, all right, here we go. All right, machine's working. Guys are down in here. Let's get you a little bit closer. Oh, I'm going to put some gloves on if you guys don't mind. Let me put some gloves on. Just because. Yeah, so if you don't need a sunroof, don't ever buy a car with a sunroof. They just cause problems. And then I went to get something out of the back of the car, and when I closed the back door, I heard a whoosh. And I was like, that's strange. So then I opened the door again, and I heard a whoosh again, and the back door was full about a third of the way up. We've had a lot of rain the last couple of days, but the back door was full about a third of the way with water. And then I just needed to open up the door. And on the bottom of your door, you've got some really thin slits at the bottom, and you just clean those out, and that just drained out for probably about 10 minutes. All right, here we go. A little bit of noise, and this should be fun. Let's see where we're gonna go here. Yeah. Gonna be a little bit dirty. Definitely stabilized. Hey, Koa. How's that white buffalo coming along, Koa? You sliced it yet, or are you just keeping it as a big specimen? I even have a changing color. Alright, so I don't know if this is going to be the back or the front, but we're going to take it off just to see what's underneath. I'm wondering if I should cut this. See how that water's holding in that little crevice right there? That's probably not very stable there. Oh wow, look at that. I wonder. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Not a good thing when well, it's a good thing when I stop thinking. I'm just looking at you see how it has like blooms, like florets, I call them florets, all around. Look at the color on it. I know this has been stabilized because I can smell it. But then I'm looking at this other color right here, and I can't. The lighter color here, sort of here. And where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, this stuff. What do you think? Quartz, maybe? I think it's quartz. And I don't know if that quartz was like in the mud when it came out of the ground or when it got into the stabilization bucket. But actually it sort of goes around that whole edge right there. Different. Almost looks like boulder opal there. Let's see. So yeah, I think we're doing this. Let's do what I think is going to be the back, and if that quartz is there and it's back, it's okay. Might end up being double-sided. There we go. I should probably get a picture of this too before I make it all disappear. So yeah, gonna be cutting, gonna be a little bit quieter today. Just trying to get a few things out of my brain. I really appreciate you all being here. this is part of my sort of stress relief during the week, or even the weekend. Oh, somebody got zapped. So, coming down to Turquoise, and we got like this little conglomerate mix of quartz stuck in there. That's different. Good morning, Seattle. I think we need to take some of this rain down here and put it up in the northwest for a little couple of days and put out the fires up there. I had some family just come back from Washington State yesterday or the day before, I think. So they just missed the fires. So I'm just going to keep bringing this in. I don't see any turquoise in it. But I can flatten it out. Alright, I think we start coming down from the other side. And as I come down from the other side, we'll see if I read this stone correctly or not. Alright, got 100 people in. Thanks for being here. Just cutting up some old estate Royston turquoise. In fact, you don't get too much Royston that has a full face these days. These days they, they're going for the ribbon, just really thin ribbon seams going across the so. Yeah, it did, didn't it? I took it out already. It was right there. I think it was part of the quartz, but now we're starting to see little pops of turquoise in there. Almost flat, not quite. So glad I put these gloves on. Alright, I think I've got to the point. See how the turquoise comes down the side. We're going to have some quartz in this one. It actually might look really good. So quartz to turquoise. Let's go. Here we go. Know how I did in about 3 minutes. bit noisy. Be done in a second now. That's about it right there. That's it. Let's do a bit of a reveal. Ready? Actually, let's, yeah, we'll do a bit of a reveal. Do a quick wash, a little scrub, quick wash. How about that? Look at that. That's lovely. I actually like the quartz in there. I know it's a little rough on the matrix. It's actually a really nice rusty red, but having that quartz in it, it's how they find it in the ground. So here, look, we've even got some up here. So I'm okay with that. Are you going up there, North Star? I don't know if you'll come back. You're going to go on like a rock hounding trek, hike, and you'll be picking up rocks for the next 6 years. I have a cousin that lives, I forget the name of the island. It's an island off of, I think, Portland, Oregon, maybe. Well, I don't know if it's, maybe it's, no, I think it's Seattle. Look at this. Oh yeah, I'm very happy with this. Let's move over one. Boop. Now that I see my shape, I see my patterns in the stone, and now I need to fine tune it some. Nice thick piece. Need to get that out. It looks like a dino. Something from Halloween. Yes, Bainbridge, Logan, exactly. I didn't even give the B away, did I? I always go by the B. But yes, Bainbridge. And then she had a coffee shop. I think she had a coffee shop on Bainbridge. I don't think she has it up now. And then for a long time, she taught at Berkeley, and her husband was also a professor at Berkeley, and I believe psychiatrist. He passed not too long ago. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hey Step Cells. Thanks for coming in. Look at that. You think that would sell? That's beautiful. Here's a nice piece of coral. But translucent. Very odd piece. See how good we are, North Star? Just bring that in a little bit right there. So yeah, Steph sells stuff. Has a channel too. and she's a reseller, mostly resell, I think. You just check out her channel, it's really good. And I think she does collaborations with a few other channels as well when they're doing sales. And just fine-tuning the shape, it's looking really good. I'm going to keep that sort of punch out round there. I actually like the quartz on the side. It really shows like how it comes out of nature. So now I'm going to round off these edges just to blend the dome and the girdle together. So I now have zero reason to not silversmith. I went to an estate sale this weekend really, but I was lucky enough to be invited to go to a pre-sale on Thursday. Help them price some things, and then I also got to purchase a lot of things too. And I did rather well at it. But there was so much stuff. I did find, six gold rings for them that they didn't know about. They thought they were brass. And I got a big, sort of, not a big container, but maybe a 24-gallon container full of jewelry findings. So low gauge. Hi, Freckle Cat. Yeah, I did really well with stuff. Hey, Zahir, how are you? Yeah, I paid a lot for it stuff, but at the same time, what I would pay at Rio, I probably paid a third of what I had to pay at Rio. So, not only was it well below scrap value, but I did well. But that means I have no excuses. Like, I should take this piece and go inside and bezel it, back it, get a bail on it, and pull it, right? So Purple Cat's been working on the camper. We say camper. It's a camper for little sub-club rock hounding hounds. And so if we take a trip, then we'll probably take them with us. So yeah, I know Koa's going to be going with us, I'm pretty sure. I could stop right here. This is such a nice piece. Look at that. That's pretty. That's gorgeous, actually. What a lovely piece. And just for interest's sake, I'll weigh it. I think we're going to do the other piece of Royston, because then I'm going to change the water on here. We're a little mucky. Oh, thank you, Trickle Cat. Uh-oh. Dry that off. Put 2 giant drops of on there. There you go. Yeah, I did too, actually. It's just that those 2 pieces at the bottom. I mean, it's a different type of contrast from just having sort of that and that. I mean, that and that looks lovely, obviously. But then to have the quartz in there too, it's really nice. Now, I wish that was like opal in there. That would be fantastic. Peanut butter turquoise. Peanut butter turquoise. I get Chubby Hubby to do me a little AI rendition of peanut butter turquoise. That'd be fun. Just getting all the facets off the top. Taking a look at my dome. I got a decent dome on there. Let's get a picture of that because it looks really good. Hey Renegade, welcome in. Killing. Lovely. Look at that. Very happy. I got a few more pieces of this. So as a start, as a practice one, that's fantastic. All right, welcome in everybody. If you're new to the channel, I go live on Sundays at 2 o'clock and Thursdays at 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock p.m. on a Thursday, 2 o'clock on a Sunday, and that's Eastern Standard Time in the US. And this one's going to get dirty too. Look at all the quartz in there. Okay. So definitely part of the matrix. And I might cut this one eventually. So we're gonna try and zone it so we can see where we cut if we need to. See how it pops down in there. I might end up cutting that off. Or it might be one giant piece. Cool. Yeah, don't know when we're leaving yet. Next weekend maybe. So should I flatten that out? No, that's what happens. I don't know if it'll be, the last one was a nice high dome, and I can make it a little rounder on the edges, see where the girdle goes up so high. I could actually bring that down some. This one, about the same. It's tricking me right here. I almost want to cut that off and get a piece like that. Is that what I'm going to do? Let's see what's underneath here. Once I find out what's underneath here, then I'll know whether I'm going to trim that off. So let's get going on this. Let's go around the edge first. A little extra water. Yeah, we will be doing a subscriber celebration at 3,500 is the next step. So if you want to be in on that, just hit the subscribe button. If not, I just love that you're here in the first place, so thank you. And I'm going to cut that little bit off. I guess I better let's find out what's under here. Maybe I need to do a ring stone here as well. Bam, right into the face. See how beautiful that is? That's what I want to cut off almost. Did we cut it? See what I mean? Just that piece. I think we're going outside for a second. You guys want to go with me? Hey, Federer. Well, pretty thin down there too, isn't it? I almost feel like I gotta cut that off. Wow. I'm trying to get the most out of this stone. I don't have to have one big piece. Well, if I can do it, that would be fantastic. Hey, Todd. I missed you. It just went up. Yeah, I saw a couple of people on Todd. I know there's a few sales going on, or people cutting stuff, and I'm just going to keep doing what we do. So welcome in. I think I've gone, it's almost a year that I've gone every week, Thursdays at 6 and Sundays at 2 o'clock. That's a lot. What am I, 110? So I'm at 110 lives. So yeah, it's over 2 a week for, wow. Dedication for you right there. Yeah, 110. Yeah. Was Jeff over there too? He's pretty expensive, but it's a great place to go learn. Decisions to be made here. See my little dip in here, I don't like that. Those are dips right there. And if I bring it down right here, I have to sacrifice that. Not all of it. I have to sacrifice this part up the top. Or I can cut right through there. Wow. We're just cutting here. We're not, well, you could buy stuff, so if you are ever interested in a stone, that's my email at the bottom. Just contact me through that. Yeah, Steph, you can hear me thinking out loud, can you? I can hear myself, and oh, that's gotta go. All right. I think we're going outside. Come on. I don't even think I got anything set up today, but let's get this out. Yeah, I don't have anything set up out here today. Mostly because it's pouring. It was. Let's see how quick we can do this. I think that should be it. Oh. Should be plenty of water in there. Oh yeah, and it's clean. That's how much rain we've had. So that was rain since last night. And that's through a hole. We had a lot of rain. Alright, let's plug it in. I'm coming. Just gotta plug it in. Plugging in. Alright. So I think I'm going across here. I think I'm going across there. It's a lot. Just get one last picture before I chop it up. Let's do this one first, I think. Okay. Pretty thin, but I'm going to make a little ring stone out of that part. I'm going to bring that in to about there. And now I can't bring this in here because of this divot. See how big that is? I think I'm going through here. We're pretty about 99% sure it's Royston, Turquoise. Hey Scott, how you doing? Top Pencil, welcome in. Yeah, I could back it, but if I back this side, then I still have to deal with that crevice right there. Right? That's a big hole. And if I back it from this side, I still, because it's so thin, and the crevice on this side, see it's got the crevice there and the crevice over here. So I got to take that nugget out. Even if I backed it, by the time I domed it, I'd end up with the backing showing on the top. So, yeah, there's one crevice there. See? And then you come around the stone and it's over this side too. So even if I backed here, right, I'd have to get to the height of this crevice that's on the top right now, I'd end up having to lose all this turquoise right there. Whack it. Yeah, I think so. I think we're whacking it. Let's whack it. Then we can back it. Whack it and back it. So, make sure I'm going at the right angle. Okay, real good. So I've still got the hole in the bottom there. Went through the one on the top. Got that one off. Now this is going to be much cleaner on the back. That I can bring in anyway. Let's go do it. Let's see if we finish this off. Alright, I think that was the right decision. Not everybody would agree. Hey everybody, let's take a quick walk back in. I do have it, so it's funny you would say that. I do have old records, and I don't use that now. I use JB Weld. Other people use other type of epoxies and metal mixes. But back in the day, especially with opal, for doublets, they would use old records. And I have a bag full of pre-backed opal slices inside, actually. Alright, so it's okay. Let's see. Let's do the big one. This is going to go. And I'm hoping there's something under there. I probably should have checked, didn't I? Here we go. Thanks for hanging in there while I went outside. I appreciate all the thumbs up there. Thank you so much. Hey, John D. Welcome in. Still might end up having to back this. Awesome. Say hi to Kyle from me. If you guys don't know Kyle, it's Welder RocksAlot, and he's probably the #1 seller of specimens and materials on YouTube. I think he does TikTok too. Alright, now we're going to really bring down this top, and I'm kind of praying that there's something in the middle. Ooh, look at that. Here we go. That's a good question. It's about the same, actually, but the hardness is different. Cutting the turquoise part is a certain hardness, but it's a smooth hardness, whereas when I'm cutting the matrix, not only is it the sort of muddy stuff, but you've also got quartz in there, and the quartz is a different hardness. But because it's almost like a mishmash or a conglomerate in there, the mud breaks away before maybe the quartz actually gets blended away, I guess. Let's see if we can bring that. Let's bring this down. Here we go. So actually the turquoise is a tiny bit harder, yes. And it's only my opinion, and it really is just an opinion, but I think old stock and some of the older turquoises, you can still get good turquoise today, but a lot of the turquoise they pull out of the ground now is stabilized, and it comes out a lot chalkier, which is why they stabilize it. And I mean, it's still a great turquoise, and it still brings on a great color, but because it was so chalky to begin with, once it gets stabilized, it's really just the hardness of the epoxy or resin or whatever it is they're stabilizing with. My opinion only there. So I'm sort of foaming the edge and spinning the stone. Once I bring down all those high ridges we just had, it's going to be not a very high stone. I'm hoping something pops out in the middle. I might be wrong. Like this one's a 50-50 on whether it had color in the middle of the stone or not. Alright. Oh, I don't know. This might not be so good. That middle just flattened out on me really quick. Yeah, and then Ryan, it also depends on where they stored it, how long they had it. Look, we got nothing in the middle yet. That's a shame. I don't think it's in there. Just splotches of turquoise. Look at that mushroom cloud right there. I don't think it's going through. I was hoping there'd be some on top of that quartz right there, and there's not. So even the stuff that I cut off wouldn't have made any difference. Bring it down a little bit more. Hey Wolf, how are you? Welcome in. So yeah, might end up even chopping it more. See if I can get something out of this. So at least I chopped the end off, that was good. And Wolf, looking at another piece from that bag that I commented back to you on, I don't think it is from the area that we thought maybe it was. Beautiful color, but looking at the matrix, I don't think the matrix is necessarily sort of from that area. No pyrite in there either. I might be wrong. Get something out of this piece. It's getting smaller very quick. So if any of you are like me, who's really just a hobby lapidarist, we try to get as much as we can out of the pieces that we have to begin with. You know, a professional house or stone cutting house would probably just throw this away. looks like that's coming off, and then we're going to go small. I think that's what we're looking at. Yeah, no color in there. So yeah, this coming up week, I think I'm going to go live on Friday. I don't know. We might do a quick live on Thursday night as well. So we'll be getting ready on Thursday. Oh, this is getting tiny. But getting a bit of a shape. Now let's see if I can take the top off a little bit. Ooh, look how thin that is. I thought that was turquoise, but that's actually another piece of quartz under there. So I have to reorient it this way. So I got to take this corner here off, that top corner. I got to pretty much take that out, flatten it all the way across so that I can keep that blue on the top. Let's see if I can do that while you're watching. And I'm going to have to back it. I think I got it. Ooh, it's getting thin. Thin and tricky. Hey, tricky, you so fun, you say fun. Oh, not ready. Come on. Hello, there you go. Alright, let's see. It's not gonna keep that. Can I keep that real thin part right there? I don't know. Let's move over. Let's move over. Hard to spin this stone with a glove on. Very hard. So luckily, any little tiny stones that don't make it to putting it into jewelry, I have a new caravan I can put them in. Which we will show them off. Okay. Real tiny. Yep. From the ordinary to the extraordinary. That's what I did. Let's move over. Well, somebody dug them out of the ground, so I'm happy to try and make them shine to the best of their ability, or at least the best of my ability and the stone's ability, because I'm sure somebody would cut these stones a little differently than me. So this one could go either way. I'm going to leave it like that for right now until I get it on a dop stick and decide which side I like better. So that would be the face. But I'm now thinking that doesn't look too bad either. So, alright. Enough on that one. Let's move on to something else. There we go. That first we did came out lovely. Okay. Let's do a piece of the Evans real quick. I'm just going to clean this one up. Lovely color. This came out of the Evans bag from the estate sale this last week. Baja, California. I don't know when they bought this, but I'm going to guess around the 70s. Nice and hard. Listen to that. This one will get back. Doing a quick clean up. Clean up on aisle 3. Evans Turquoise. I'll be getting a new YouTube check on the 21st, which is exciting, for a whole $108. Which pays for a little bit of what we're doing today. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, this one's we're gonna roll that top. I don't know if I'm gonna get into that or not. We'll see. Clean it up front. Because again, this piece is a little bit wavy. Oops. Yeah, Steph, that was, so the original price on the Evans bag, it's a half pound, was $60 a pound. So I don't even think they mine it anymore. I don't even know when they closed it. Maybe you could look it up, but I think sometime in the early 2000s they closed the Evans mine. Even though quite a few people are out there selling Evans Turquoise. I don't know if it truly is, or if they mined it lately, or they have a big old stash from pre-Y2K. That just chipped out. I don't see much color in it. Actually, I don't see any color in it. Alright. That was a good chip. It just popped off the back. I'm kind of using the roundness of the top of the face anyway. I'm definitely going to have to come back in here and pack it out. So let's just do the wiggle waggle a little bit. Move on to the next wheel. this part's going to be interesting. Yeah, I have. I don't know if all of you have seen it. That's cool, Wolf. Yeah, I have one short of another estate sale I went to maybe 2 years ago now, and it had all kinds of medicines and stuff from the 1800s all across one wall. I mean, like, I'm talking a huge living room, maybe 30 feet by 25 feet by 15 to 20 foot ceilings. And it's got the fireplace that had all the agate geodes as the outside of the fireplace, inlaid into the wall. Yeah, if you scroll through some of my shorts, you'll see that. It's actually a pretty popular short that I did. And then, like I said, we had some family come back from Washington State, and they bought all kinds of little rocks that they found while they were rock hounding. But he also brought back a big sort of 12-inch by, maybe an 18-inch by 12-inch piece of driftwood. Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff, actually. It's in there somewhere. Back in the day, I think I put it to She's on Fire or something was the music. And that's when I first started doing the channel. So it's got to be back in at least January of 25. Somewhere in there, about January of 25. That's really when I started to post. And then I didn't start doing lives until this time last year. I've since done 110 lives, maybe a couple more. That means I've done 2 lives a week for almost a year. And I've made a whole $450 from YouTube. Pretty sad. Not really. I enjoy this. I love doing this. I'm so happy I can bring you all along with it. I'd be doing this anyway. There we go, look at that. So I do have that little straggler right there. And those have got to come down, but I'm not going to do those until I get this back. And then we'll finish up the shape as well. Pretty nice though, nice color. Let's do that other little one. Same bag. This is Evans as well. Well, I'm thinking, Wolf, with all the turquoise that I have, and maybe the wealth will come to me too, I don't know. Not really why I do it, actually. But if it comes hand in hand, I'm not going to argue with anybody. Oh, look at this. Wow. Okay. Make sure I get a before. I just saw a quick peek at the color on this, and I really like it. Yeah, lately I've been learning different turquoises. I think it's starting to retain some of it too. So the hardness of it, the color of it, but it has that quartz in it, the matrix. I'm starting to recognize the matrix a little bit. I'm hoping for something neat here. See those little veins coming in, up and down? I am hoping we get some of that on the top. That would be awesome. This is natural turquoise, but it's actually hard enough not to back, but I might end up backing it just to give it a longer life. Alright, let's do this top. You ready? See if I can get this right. Evening the edge out. Evening the height of the edge is what I'm doing, or the girdle. It doesn't have to be exact, it just has to be approximate right now. Oh, chipper. Reshape that little chip. And reshape the top right there. And I'd rather it chip with me than actually have it back, send it off to somebody and then have a crack on them. Move over. The whole stone just cracked on me. It's that, dang it. Ready? Doo-doo-doo, boink. What a shame. That's a shame. Well, that goes into the rock jar. Pre-back. Alright. Maybe we'll turn that one into a short just to show they don't all work. That one didn't work. Yep. Let's do this one. So this is the bag this one came out of. Beautiful color. I could, but it's, yeah. You could. I could put it all together and then vacuum it too. But, so it looks bigger, but we're going to end up taking the wings off this one. So the wings are going to go. No more wings. Could almost cut it. It's very thin. Somebody got zapped. It's too thin. I could try and keep it, but it's so thin. It would be a fight. Let's go around the whole stone. Bring that in there too. Can't tell if this is natural or not. Which side do I like? I like this side myself. I don't know about everybody else. So that side, let's call that B, and that side is A. I think I'm going with A. Oh yes, Scott. So turquoise is not very hard, Scott. almost the same as like an opal sometimes. And then when it's natural, it tends to be even softer. Still hard enough to cut. I don't know which side. So B or A. The agate takes forever. Yes, it does. Like forever. And if you're working on a wheel, it goes through your diamond grit very quickly. I'm not sure which one I like. And I got two eyes at the top there. Yeah, I think I'm going with A. We're going with A. And a couple of saw marks to take out, like that. Even out the back. This is good practice at opal cutting as well. Get you used to turning the stone. Unfortunately, I have gloves on today, so I can't do what I normally do. Gloves are great at protecting your hands, but it makes it a little more difficult to control the stone. Now, a little bit of a girdle, so I got to angle it that way a little bit, so high on the right and to the left. And you can either do that straight up and down like I'm doing right now, a little hole right there. You can do it up and down and roll the stone around like I'm doing, trying to keep a very slight angle. Or you can use, if you're on a wheel like this, you can use the center of the wheel. So if you go below the center of the wheel, the part that's on the bottom gets cut away less as the further you go down that wheel because of the angle. And if you come above it, then the top part will get caught. So if I'm going to do that as the top, and I'm above the middle of the wheel, to do it I have to have the bottom face up. And then the angle of the wheel will naturally give it an angle on the girdle. I don't know if that makes sense. So like that, it's cutting less away up here at the bottom of the stone and more away on the top. Now if I was to turn the stone around and have the face up, then I have to go below the line of the wheel, center line of the wheel, and come around this way. And that way the top gets cut away less and the bottom gets cut away, the bottom gets cut away less and the top gets cut away more. And then hopefully, I'm going to take some of this square edge out. I don't mind that it's freeform, I just don't need a square edge. Let's do that. I made the stone smaller, so now you can see it's a little bit higher where my finger is and a little less high on the other side. Just slightly. I don't know where he's at. He's got kids. He's got little ones. So they're starting to grow, and they either need help. Because they're getting in trouble like he used to, or they're not getting in trouble, and he's keeping a good eye on them. I'm going to take off this top corner, start bringing that down so that we can dome that out. Let's do that. Now some at this point would actually take a Sharpie all the way around the edge and get that same height with a Sharpie all the way around the edge. And I probably should do that also, but some of us are into instant gratification, including myself. There we go. So there's the angle going around. See that? I could make it a little steeper if I wanted. Still got my angle going that way. And that line on top of the girdle is pretty much the same height. You can actually bring it down a little bit more. And maybe get a bit better dome on the top. Maybe need to take a sip of something back here. Thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate it. I love the support. I appreciate you taking the time to even watch for 30 seconds. Thank you all for those thumbs up. It all really helps the channel. And it is free to do a thumbs up, so just double tap the screen if you're on a phone. Or find that thumbs up button, or the thumbs down button, I believe, will help too. So, if you don't like what you see, let me know. And say hi on the chat too. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is just take off that bottom sharp edge right there. Could it be the phosphosphiderite, maybe? So, let me see if I've got some here. I might have some right here. But at least narrow it down some. So let's put this down for a second. I think... See how good I am, Scott? I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but it'll at least give you... Hey, Bonaro. Big Red. I have not, but we were just chatting about that actually, Big Red. So I am now in the position where there's no reason for me not to set things. This will be a ring stone, unless I made it a combination with another stone. I'm only going to be basically setting silver. Rings, pendants, maybe a cup or two in there. Let's have a look, Scott. Tell me if this is it. There's two different types, sort of. There's this one, which had the gold matrix in it. Pretty soft stuff. Really soft. Same bag, same place, phosphosphiderite, mostly from Argentina, I think. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, maybe. This is pretty soft. This is good to practice on to really get your shapes where they need to be. So you have to be very gentle because it's soft. Fun stuff though. Hey JMV, welcome in. Yeah, Scott, let me know. All right, we got double comment from JMV. And let's see if we can refine the stone. I know it's in here, right? Somewhere. Oh, there it is. Let's move over. I don't know if you got the rain that we've been having yet, Jeff. It's been pretty crazy down here the last couple of days. Rosa, welcome in. Yeah, look up phosphorate rough. If not, it could be like the Turkish lavender jade. It could also be, what is it called? Burrow Creek? Burrow Creek. I forget what type of mineral it is. And then it could also be the Tiffany stone. If you go into my shorts about, well, don't get in my shorts if you know what I mean. But if you go to the shorts page on my channel, there's one that I put in about ice cream, which is the Tiffany stone. I could go get it. So what I did, I bought some more Tiffany stone, which isn't too expensive, and some Morado, which is different. It's from Mexico. Different stone that it's very similar to Tiffany, but it's not an opal fluorite. It's Burkgrindite. That sounds so intelligent, and I really just Hey Saul, how are you? Yeah, well, kind of. It's got phosphorus, so I think it's pH and then pH. I might be wrong. I might have been spelling it wrong all this time. Alright, let's do a bit of the pull out for Steve because he's missing. Pull out is just going to the center of the dome, and I do this very gently and slowly pull out to the edge, loosening the pressure as I go to the outside. And it just gets rid of the facets for me. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe. I go live on Sundays at 2 and Thursdays at 6 p.m. That's the Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. Love to have you here again. Right, John? Believe me, she'd be the first. That turned out really nice. I think A was definitely better than B. Too sharp on that edge. It is a 1750, I think. Maybe it's an 1800. 1800 RPM. And this is a quarter HP horsepower. The new version of this, or the new older version, but the newer version, which is about 4 or 5 years old, I think, is it's a third HP Still with the 1800, but just a little bit higher on the HP. So, yeah, pretty nice, isn't it? Let me do a quick picture. Doink. There we go. What is next? I think we're going... This was not my estate sale, but the estate sale that Randy and Randy and Tim did. So from now on, I'm going to refer to Brandy and Tim as Randy. And they cut up some slices out for me. And you ready for the other side? Let's take a picture of this side first. Now let's get a drink first. Whew. Look at that. Maybe Scott, but the problem is it's not that what he's selling, it's that we don't get it labeled. And we think we're going to remember it. I even take screenshots thinking I'm going to remember it, and then I don't remember it when I get it. Yeah, that's what you were looking for, Ryan. So let's see. I'm just going to go for this. We're going to take the edge in, and I don't know if that's going to prioritize out for me or if it's just going to be black. But we're going to come from the other side, so I don't know. Let's give it a try. Oh, picture. Yeah, and I mean, so the best person that, Lynn is the best packer out there, and then Brandy writes everything down for us, and that's super helpful, as long as you keep it in its original bag. Because not all of us keep it in the original bag. And, pieces like this, you can guess what it is, but they really don't know. Definitely stabilized. Gonna lose a lot on the outside here. It's a turquoise. It's from an estate that they bought. I don't know if I think it was in Nevada. And they got all kinds of buckets of turquoise. Some of it was named and some of it wasn't. Like the Royston wasn't named, but you can pretty much say that that's Royston. This piece, I have a couple pieces similar to this. This is very similar to some of the better pieces of Kingman that I have. But I can't tell you that it's Kingman 100%. It's a bit of a funky shape right now. That's the bottom. I'm going to see if I can make something out of the top like this. If we've got any surprises in there. Trying to get that out. I know it's a beautiful color. Just, I don't like the look of it. It's getting smaller. Look That's about it. Alright, let's take this top off. Here we go. So if I come down to about there, all the way around, and I'm not seeing a nice face on it, then I will back the bottom and take the face out of this side. Look at that. Wow. Now that I'm looking at it, looks like Mount Fiji or something, right? Look at that. Very cool looking picture stone. So I'm not going to ruin that. Let's just see what we do. I'm going to bring down the top anyway and see what we got. Now this reminds me very much of the piece I got from Dave Duncan that I chopped in two and figured out afterwards that it was probably a clamshell, and neither one of us knew it. But that was from his Nakazari material, which is Mexico. So I don't know on this one. So I just switched from Kingman to Nakazari. But it was specifically a piece that didn't have much metal in it, the Nakazari piece. Right. I gotta be careful about how hard I'm pressing here. Thank you all for being here. Very kind of you to spend some time with me. Almost. There's a little hole right in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see the little hole where the liquid is holding up in. Still thick enough I could choose either side. Alright, ready for a peek? And that's the side we had. That's gorgeous. I almost want to just keep it. You could turn that into a ring and just look at it all day. Let's have a look at the other side. Pretty cool. Very different. It's got a little bit of metal in there, but it's not very stable, like the dark area. It's almost sandy. Sure on this one. Like, it's beautiful both sides. I'm just not sure which one I want to do. I do really like that. Hey, Big Tex, how you doing? Good. So here, John, have you ever seen this? Where's my flashlight? So this was a piece of coral. I don't know if it's sponge coral or something else, but have you ever seen, here are the lights. There goes the flash. So pretty much you can tell it's coral, even by the edge there. So has anybody ever seen this? Where, I mean, other than a Florida coral, this is not Florida coral. Have you ever seen it where it's translucent? I haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen that before. And maybe I'm just not that up on corals or my corals, but I don't have any coral on any jewelry that is translucent like that. Just something a little different. Everybody's following you. If you haven't followed Sol, please go over to her channel and follow her. That's a good way to do it, Sol. What did Scott say? Hold on. The Caribbean coral can be translucent. Okay. Look at that. I like both sides. We're going to move over a wheel so I don't facet this out. My girdle's a little off up the front. Just a little bit lower, a little bit lower, and then high. Let's clean this girdle up. It's at least the same height all the way around. So wear gloves if you can. I don't like working with gloves on, so. Just a preference. I don't get the same feel. I'm not able to turn the stones quite as easily. But if you're just starting, get used to wearing gloves if you can. It is a lot safer. You want a black like this or black like the coral? Do I have it out here? I got a cheap black light We can do a cheap black light. Let's do it. Let's do all of them, actually. And there's a nice blue lacy rolled agate. We can try it. Let's give it a try. Where's that cheap? Cheap. There's the Royston. That takes on some fluorescence. That's really nice. Alright, let's just look at, oh, look at that big boogly woogly face right there. Looks like a rock monster. He looks like a friendly rock monster. Look at that turquoise. So, here's a question, John, you're on there as well. I know that stabilized should fluoresce more, I think. Look at the jelly on that. Wow. Talk about going from one color to another. Let's see this. Very neat. That looks cool. That's the one we're working on. Look at that. I swear we're in Japan on that side for sure. And this one goes somewhat. Different fortifications go different colors. Alright. Good idea, John. Thank you. Good. And here comes the bright light. I'm going to go over to the next wheel just to finish smoothing this one out. Come on. Good. Thanks for being here, Scott. I know, what time are you on? Yeah. Told my mother before we came on, so have a wonderful evening. Have a great week, Scott, too. Come back, visit. I'll either be on Thursday or Friday this week. But I should have some cool, like, YouTube news. I'm hoping, anyway. I won't know that until Thursday. Yeah, I hope, even if that phosphorite wasn't the right material, at least it eliminates one. And then look at Burrock Creek and the Tiffany stone. And also, there's the lavender jade that's from Turkey. All right, 2 more thumbs up. We hit 100. Oh, you're welcome. You have a great week, Scott, really. 99. What a good day. I thought I'd say it was a good day because I got 100 likes. That might not be funny to you guys. It's funny to me. Good, let's just roll over here a little. And I think we'll find one more after this. That's lovely right there. Do I have any more of this out here? I do. Maybe we'll find another piece from this same bag. This is gorgeous. Just blending the girdle over to the dome. Gonna leave it like that. Oh, we went down one. That's got to be, I'm gonna guess that's Todd. Oh, I don't even know if we have a flash on. We don't. Now look at it. So if you don't like it, hit the thumbs up. Almost like an eye in there, or something flying across the sky. Oh, I see something else. Do you see the griffin head? I see a griffin. Thanks, John. Yeah, they are. It might be a step bezel. So actually one of the things I bought was step bezel. I didn't buy it. Well, I did buy it, but I bought it secondhand, so I bought it from another person's collection. And not so easy to find anymore, the step bezel. All right, hit 100. Thank you all so much. Have a great Sunday. Rain stopped for a minute. And clean up that bottom edge. This is on the chip up, so it's really just tapping it on the wheel. On that corner, just to round it out very slightly. We are doing well. 1, 2. That one's pretty ugly. So we'll stick that in there. That makes it look better. So this stone would be so much nice. This stone would be so much nicer if I had like an extra dot in that. I guess I could do that, couldn't I? Oop. Oop. And there's one more, I don't know where it went. I got one more that went walkies. Where'd you go? Alright. One more, I think. One more. Those are lovely though. Let's see. Super glue. You try that super glue again? I don't have a lot of it. I've got one that's nice and dark. That needs to be cut though. I gotta maximize what we got here. Now this looks like it was the same stone, further in, nice and thick. So we're gonna lose a bunch. Let's do another one. One more. There we go. I know, isn't it? I think so too. So I thought about that. Just actually, John had mentioned it with the coral, but maybe you can do it. I've never thought about putting extra dots of turquoise from another stone. to make the face look more complete. Alright, here we go. Back under 100. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm with you. I'm going to try and do that. Really depends on how this edge forms up. But that's where I'm headed. I agree with you. Better do something real quick. Let's plug in the power just in case. Point. There we go. Yeah. Oh, not too bad. Which side are we on? That side, that side. Gotcha. Matrix is undercutting a little bit because it's softer. Even though I could fill that in there, I'm going to bring it in just a tiny bit because there's one little hole. There you go, it's gone. Nice and smooth. Not small. Oh shoot. No way. Dusty was talking about him last night. Oh, are you north? Yeah, we had it pretty bad the last 3 days. 2 days. Luckily they came and pulled out. They did 2 giant pine trees out of my yard. Which are still laying on the ground, so alright. I'm really sorry to hear that, John. Yeah, I mean, I know he's been doing quite a bit of work with Dusty. So, well. Cannot be an easy loss. This one, that hole, I think we can round that one out. This one right here. Now we're gonna I had to clean up a lot on the outside. And I got it in as much as I could without losing too much of the face. And now I'm going to put an angle on it all the way around this top. I sent a piece to Dusty that Philander may work with, one of the Sky Fives. And I think he went over to Dusty's house last night, John. Because they had to finish up that piece to get it into the competition. Plane. I got the girdle where I want it. It's a little choppy down here on this bottom here. A little choppy. We might go back and back this one. Hey Patricia. Welcome in. Working on a gorgeous piece of turquoise. We're not quite sure its origin. Pretty though. Look at that. Move over. I'm gonna need to clean this one up. I think the pull out will be the best one to do this. Just going to the middle of the dome and pulling out to the edges. And on each corner I kind of roll it over and then pull out. On the flatter edges I pull out from the center, easing up as I get to the outside. That's just me. Very different. River going through there. I don't know if it's red. It's almost got metal in it, and then it doesn't. So it's almost like a hematite, not a pyrite. But it's not darkening my water either, so I'm not sure it's any type of metal. So usually when it's a metal, it'll the juice will be, you know, pretty dark gray or black even. Like I said, Tim and Brandy, they don't know where this one came from. So if you look at, let's pull another piece out. You can kind of see the matrix on another piece. Let's see. I get lucky. Well, this is the same bag, but different piece that's been chopped. That's got metal in it, though. I'm wondering if it was some sort of Nakazari. Very stream-like. Another piece of this one. There you go. It's got some webbing in it, like water webbing in it. Sorry for the angles, it's just not picking up. There you go. That's a nice chunk. I'm going to try and slice that one. This is real close. Very different. I'm not sure how stable that corner right there is. Let's go over here and let's blend it out and we'll see. I'm going to work that corner a little bit. I think it's fine. It's just a different area of the stone formation. Yeah. Very nice stone. Got a decent shape on it too now. See, so when I go over this area right here, it's got metal in it. It's not reacting as if it's metal. So when I go over that, normally I would get like a black line, or some of the mineral juice will come over the top of the stone. You can see how dark it is. It does come out over across a little bit. You see that right there? Really go over it, and I guess it is pretty dark. I don't think it's copper. Possible. I mean, it's possible, right? Maybe it's a copper. And you can see, and I gotta be careful, you can see where it wants to undercut around this little area of turquoise that comes out. So I gotta be careful coming around this edge, because if I press harder, it's actually gonna undercut even more. Pretty stone. Vinicius, welcome in. I went quiet for a little bit. It's just doing some very fine touches. Couple little things on the bottom I don't like. Stop! you guys don't know Star, head over to her channel. Please subscribe. She's a bird collector. She's been collecting pigeons and seagulls. And she has trained them to dance and eat. But I think she's got one seagull that's been following her all the way around the north of England. So we're almost done for the day. I'm glad you made it in to say hi. These last two pieces here. Now, we could have just done those two and gone home. Super nice. Good. That's a good majority of what the channel's supposed to be. So yeah, we're cutting stones and they're absolutely gorgeous. But if we all get a chuckle out of each other from time to time, I think that's far more important. Some might not agree. I didn't like the back on this too. I did blend that corner pretty heavy. Just to keep it more stable. I could actually back both of these with a really thin baby weld. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Big Red. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, we're here on Sundays at 2 and Thursdays at 6 p.m. And then sometimes I cut rocks during the week and I put those up at shorts, or I might take a rock that we did during the live. I should say stone. People get upset if I call them rocks. I guess this is a stone and that's a rock. Both gorgeous. Actually, they're very similar in the lines, isn't that funny? The lines in the agate compared to the lines in the turquoise. Two totally different stones. Good. Yeah, and then if you haven't subscribed, we're going to be doing a subscriber celebration when I hit 3,500. Don't know what that's going to entail yet, but we'll work that out as we get closer. Let's turn that off for the day. What a good handful. Hey, that's pretty good. And we got one other that I lost. Oh no, it broke. That's what happened. I didn't lose it. Kaput. That's going to the rock caravan. Alright, let's get a quick picture. So thank you all for coming in today. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea. And we are onward and upward to 3,500. I will be live again this week sometime, probably before Sunday. I have a bit of an odd schedule coming up work-wise, so I don't know if I'm going to make it Thursday. I'm going to try and do something on Thursday, whatever happens. And so keep an eye out for that. I also have some YouTube news coming up, which should be able to tell you this time next week, if not before. And yeah, thank you all that came in and commented. Thank you all that were just lurking. I love you guys too. Thank you all the international viewers that we got today. Thank you for popping in, because I know a lot of you, it's time for bed. Some are even further along than Star. And yeah, probably Thursday. I'm thinking Thursday, but not guaranteed this week. So all of you, please have a wonderful week. And in the meantime, take care of each other. And most of all, take care of yourself. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Big Red. John D, thank you. JMV, thank you. North Star, thank you so much. Phoenicius, thank you for coming in. Patricia, thank you for coming in. Zahir, thank you for coming in. Wolf, thank you for being here today. Soul, thank you for coming in. Scott, thank you for hanging out for such a long time before bedtime. And yeah, we'll see you all in the next one. All right, love you guys. Cheers now.